things going in the early stages, with Missoula scoring 10 runs in the first 3 innings, highlighted by a 7-run rally in the third, jumping ahead by 8 in the early frames. That would be all the paddle hits would need coming down the stretch, as Missoula actually would not get on the board again after that hot start in the first couple of innings. No runs on the board, but would not matter, as the paddleheads would hang on for a 10-4 victory. Really solid pitching all the way around. It's been a theme for Missoula over the last couple of weeks. It seems like the paddleheads have seemed to use a similar blueprint when looking at the last 2 weeks, especially taking on a pair of teams from Idaho. The Boise Hawks a week ago, this week opposite these Idaho Falls Chukars. But we've seen the offense get off routinely to good starts early in the game, and that's been backed up by solid starting pitching and a good bullpen after that. So really just leaving nothing to doubt and just burying opponents in the early innings. And then, while we've seen offenses have strong numbers this season overall, just ask the Chukars, they boast some of the top offensive numbers, if not the top offensive numbers in the league. In many categories, they lead the league in team batting average, doubles, up there in the top in triples. They're, I believe, in the top 3 in home runs with over 70. They steal a lot of bases with over 100. A lot of those gaudy numbers, but Missoula, for the most part, has done a good job with this Idaho Falls offense, and using that blueprint of jumping out in early frames has been a big part of it, as Idaho Falls has not had a ton of success against the Paddleheads' pen when they've been out there in this series. The one game that Idaho Falls won this week, when looking at it, was a game where they jumped out early themselves and had the lead in the early innings. And going down the stretch, Chukars were playing from out in front. And that will be the key now for these next couple of games. Coming in, Idaho Falls at 41-35 overall mark. Missoula at 54-21 overall record. Just absolutely tearing down the competition all season long are these Chukars, or these paddleheads, I should say. Second half mark also looks pretty strong for Missoula, up at 19-9. Somewhat similar to last season. Paddleheads a little bit of a blip in the start of the second half, where they were hovering around 500 ball for a while, but the last couple of weeks have been turning things on, and things have been looking up for Michael Schlack's ball club. Idaho Falls, on the other hand, in the second half, even Steven, 14-14. And that's been kind of looking at things around the Pioneer League North. That's been kind of a trend also. A lot of teams hovering right around 500. As a matter of fact, looking at the standings, there's only one team in the Pioneer League North other than Missoula that has a record over 500, and that's the Billings Mustangs, who are 7-3 in their last 10 games, and they are at 15-13 overall. So they are 4 games back of Idaho Falls, they're 4 games back of Missoula in the second half standings, with Great Falls and Idaho Falls both at 14-14 with overall marks in the second half. They are 5 games off the pace in the second half standings. So we touched on this. We've talked about it a little bit over the last couple of games also. If it does come down to overall record, which if the Paddleheads win the second half, when looking at postseason scenarios, which if they win the second half, it would indeed come down to overall record. That's where things get very interesting in the Pioneer League North. As of now, Great Falls is the team out in front in the Pioneer League North overall record at 41-34. But right on their heels are both the Billings Mustangs and the Idaho Falls Chukars. Idaho Falls just a half game back at 41-35, while Billings is a full game back at 40-34. But all that could change big time tonight based on the results. Obviously, if the Chukars find a way to win, they could find themselves in line for a playoff spot as of today. Still a few weeks to go in the season. But also, Great Falls and Billings are continuing a series, a 6-game home-and-home set over at Dealer Park. They're actually already underway over in the Magic City. Action between the Mustangs and the Voyagers. For the most part, it's been action dominated by Billings in that series. There was one game where where Great Falls was able to erase a late deficit after trailing for most of the night, where they scored 8 runs in the final 2 innings to steal one late. But that's been the only game that Tommy Thompson's club has won this week against the Mustangs. So by the time this week ends, we could see any combination of 3 teams up at the top when looking at the next playoff spot in the Pioneer League North. And obviously with Missoula winning the first half, they already have that playoff berth all sewed up for the end of the season. So a lot to talk about, a lot to look at. Will be interesting to watch from afar, so to speak. Got the managers meeting taking place right now. It was Jeff Lyle that took the lineup card out for Missoula tonight. They're rocking the tie-dye uniforms. Let's go ahead and start to take a peek at the starting lineups for tonight's ball game as Sammy B brings the paddleheads out for the top half of the first. Getting things started for the 5th night in a row at the top of the order for Idaho Falls is Steve Barmakian. He's the left fielder. Tyler Kelly hasn't been out there the last couple of games, was successful when he was in the starting lineup, swinging the bat for Idaho Falls. He will bat second. He is the second baseman. Hunter Hiskey will bat third, doing the catching. Hiskey got the night off from his catching duties a night ago, but it sounds like it will be Hiskey going for the rest of the way in the series behind the plate. Or there's a good chance of it because their other catcher, one of their other catchers, Brady West, was injured last night. So Hiskey bats third, the catcher, with Dusty Stroop, who went deep last night, cleaning things up, the first baseman. Thomas de Bonville, after a night off, back in the starting lineup. He's the center fielder, with Jose Reyes moving down in the order a bit, partially due to the starting pitcher that's going for Missoula tonight, a left-hander, Austin Croson. Reyes, a left-handed batter. Tyler Wyatt will see his second start as the DH in tonight's ball game. Wyatt will bat 7th. We've seen him as a pitcher and a position player in this series, with Brendan Hewitt batting 8th, the right fielder. Brandon Boning, former Paddlehead, will wind out the order, the shortstop, with a returner from last year, Jake Binder, getting the ball for the 4th time in action against Missoula in his career. So Sammy B about ready to bring the Paddleheads out for the top half of the first. We'll go ahead and take a peek at their starting lineup as they're brought onto the field. Brandon Riley will lead things off, a normal spot, but turning back the clock to 2021 with his defensive placement. He's in center field tonight. McLean O'Connor will bat second, the shortstop, and a home run in last night's game. Nick Gatewood, a 3-hit night for him a night ago. For the second night in a row, is back behind the plate doing the catching, batting third. Jason Newman cleans things up, the first baseman, with Lamar Sparks. What a run he's been on his last 3 games. Sparks, 9 hits in his last 3 games. Sparks, the right fielder, batting 5th, with Cam Thompson batting 6th, the third baseman. Andrew Noviello will see his second game in action this week for Missoula after catching in Wednesday night's game. Not out there tonight defensively, though, is Noviello. He's the DH, batting 7th, with Jared Akins batting 8th, the left fielder. Patrick Chung winds out the order tonight for the Paddleheads. Couple of hits the last 2 games for Patrick Chung. Also had a home run last night. He's the second baseman with his old college teammate, Austin Croson, the left-hander, out on the mound for the Missoula Paddleheads tonight, looking to build upon a fantastic outing he had last Sunday opposite the Boise Hawks. Croson went all the way into the 9th inning, just did not quite have enough juice in the ninth to be able to get to the finish line, but 8 fantastic innings for the left-hander. He'll look to build upon that, and this being his 3rd start opposite the Chukars this season. So we got the national anthem coming up for you, then baseball on the way on ESPN Radio Missoula.
Play on ESPN Radio.
We're back for the beginning of tonight's ball game. The Paddleheads and Chukars about set to go on a warm Saturday evening here in Zootown. Chukars and Paddleheads set for action on a Saturday night. We'll see Steve Barmakian, then Tyler Kelly and Hunter Hiskey in the top half of the first inning opposite the left-hander Austin Croson. It's been a solid starting pitcher all season long for these Paddleheads. Comes in with a record of 6-0 on the season, making his team-high 15th start this year. Second high is 13, held by Mark Timmons. 6-0 mark for Croson, 78 hits and 71 1/3, 50 Ks for the left-hander. Last couple outings really has been featuring the breaking ball a little bit more frequently, especially early in the count, flopping over that big curve ball to get strike 1. Fastball has good lateral movement to it, also good sink from the left-hander. Fastball will hover around the upper 8s from Croson, 87 to 89 typically. He also will throw a changeup from time to time. He will go up against this Chukar offense, trying, I'm sure, to do a lot of things similar to the lefty Mitch Sparks, the success he had last night. Sparks, 6 innings strong, at one point retired 13 batters in a row in his win in 6 innings on the hill, moved his record to 2-0. And it really was just one 3-batter stretch from the Chukars where they scored 3 runs. A home run followed by a single and a double, immediately put 2 runs on the board in the second. But other than that, Chukars didn't do much of anything offensively with Sparks on the hill. Pitching to contact. See if Croson can do something like that tonight. Steve Barmakian in the box. The first pitch is at the knee, strike 1. And we're underway right on time at 7:15. Steve Barmakian, Tyler Kelly, Hunter Hiskey. That's one thing Missoula has done a good job with these Chukars. Steve Barmakian, a very solid leadoff hitter. The 0-1 pitch is up high, evens the count. They've done a good job of just getting Barmakian out in general. 3 for 17 this week. 30 doubles for Barmankian, a .338 average. The 1-1 pitch. This one cut on and missed. Fastball. Challenge up above the belt. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Just getting things started. Top half of the first inning. The two-way guy, Tyler Kelly, to follow here in the first. Lefty-lefty matchup here with Croson on the mound. The 1-2 delivery is a swing and a miss. Fastball. Blows it by him. Up above the belt. Strike 3. And that's how we begin action on a Saturday night. Tyler Kelly now to the dish. Defense for Missoula looks like this. Outfield alignment, Jared Akins out and left for the second night in a row. Brandon Riley patrolling center field. Routinely seen Keaton Greenwald in center this season, but Riley, who spent a lot of nights in center last season for Missoula, back out there in center tonight with Lamar Sparks in right. That's your outfield. Brief stoppage, a gate came open, looks like, down the left field line out by the bullpen. Cam Thompson at third base with McLean O'Connor at short. Patrick Chung seeing his third game of action at second base this week with Jason Newman. At first base, Nick Gatewood putting down the signs for the Western Oregon product, Austin Croson. First pitch to Tyler Kelly, a line drive towards right field. Sparks will have to play it on a bounce. Base hit for Tyler Kelly. Goes after that first pitch from Croson and lines it to right field. That sends Hunter Hiskey to the dish. Hiskey was quieted down last night after doubling in each of the first 3 games of the series. Went 0 for 3. Hiskey 27 doubles, 74 RBIs. That leads the team. Second on the team. First pitch is low and outside. An off-speed pitch from Croson. Misses for ball 1. So Tyler Kelly continues his success offensively this week. Hasn't been out there every day, but when he has, he swung the bat well. 6 for 12 in action against Missoula. 1-0 pitch is just inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strike. The count, 1 out, top of the first. Missoula's had good success so far this week, having won 3 of 4 games played against these Chukars. The 2-0 is fouled to the left. Fastball towards that part of the plate. 2 balls and a strike, 1 out. Mentioned it will be Jake Binder taking the mound for Idaho Falls. Familiar face from a season ago and this year. Binder made 15 starts for Idaho Falls last season. 2-1 pitch is a ground ball right side. Chung coming towards his first base bag. Thinks about a throw at a second, but goes the short way instead for out number 2. Thought about throwing to second to get the lead runner there, but going towards the bag probably made the smart play to get the sure thing at second, or at first base rather, to record out number 2. That does give the dangerous Dusty Stroop a shot with a runner on in scoring position, right-handed batter. Stroop is .373 average, has had 2 home runs in action this week, 19 total on the year, a team best 80 RBIs. First pitch to Stroop, runner on the move, throw down to third by Gatewood is not in time. Tyler Kelly takes off and steals third. Gatewood put the ball in a pretty good spot to the glove of Thompson, but the throw just couldn't get there in time. So now a runner on at third and 2 outs. No runs on the board to this point, but the Chukars threatening. The 1-0 pitch to Stroop. This one popped up foul. First base side, this one drifts out of play. A lot of fun to be had at the ballpark tonight. It's Wizards and Wands night. Ballpark has been sorted into houses. Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw. A ball and a strike to count. The players also have been sorted into houses. As the 1-1 is grounded to third on a couple of hops, Cam Thompson has it, flips across the diamond for out number 3. And the Chukars strand a runner on at third base, do not score in the top half of the first inning. We are headed to the bottom half of the first. Paddleheads will look for another quick start after this on ESPN Radio Missoula.
KKVU HD3 Stevensville and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula. Away from your radio? Stream Paddlehead Baseball live on 1029ESPN.com or on the TuneIn Radio app. Now back to the ballpark.
We're ready for the bottom half of the first inning now. Paddleheads will look for a quick start offensively. They will send Brandon Riley to the plate for the bottom half of the first inning to lead things off, followed by McLean O'Connor and Nick Gatewood. Almost is nostalgic seeing Brandon Riley out in center. Routinely seeing Keaton Greenwald out there, but Brandon Riley was out in center field just about every night for the Paddleheads during the 2021 campaign. Jake Binder's first pitch is strike one at the knees towards the outside corner. Jake Binder, who faced Missoula a couple of times as a starter a year ago, had great numbers in his first outing in a doubleheader last May, 6 innings pitched, but other than that, he hasn't had great numbers against Missoula as the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Count now 0-2 and a couple of fastballs from Binder. One hit for the Chukars in the top of the first, but no runs. No score, bottom one. The 0-2 to Brandon Riley. This a bouncing ball towards the middle. Backhanded stop by Kelly, throwing off balance, but that throw is nowhere near anywhere. That's going to be an infield single. Not sure what happened there from Kelly. Ball just must have slipped out of his hands. Thing looked like he was running out of the pocket being chased by Von Miller or something, just throwing it wildly. That thing wasn't even close to Dusty Stroop. Ends up being an infield single for Brandon Riley. We'll take a look at the defense for Idaho Falls momentarily. Jake Binder, New Jersey native, guy that wants to keep the ball down around the knees. 3-4 record for Binder this season. ERA north of 6 for the right-hander. First pitch is on the outside. Cut fastball, 0-1. O'Connor not having the most hits this week, 3 for 17 at the dish, but he has gone deep on 2 separate occasions. Had 2 hits last night, so maybe starting to turn things around. First pitch to O'Connor is just outside. Pardon me, the second pitch, 2-0 the count. Mentioned how players getting sorted into houses. The Wizards and Wands night. McLean O'Connor apparently was a choice of Hufflepuff. I liked the choice for Austin Croson. He is a Slytherin. Pitch on the way, 2-0. This one not close. Blocked by the catcher, Hunter Hiskey. Now a 3-0 count to McLean O'Connor, with Riley already on at first base due to the infield hit. Nick Gatewood to follow. A big part of the offense last night was Gator. He had 3 hits, going 3 for 4 with a double. 2 ball, no strike count. The Paddleheads looking for another quick start offensively. Mentioned how they had 10 runs on the board after 3 innings a night ago. 2-1. O'Connor waits. Here it comes. This one hit pretty hard to right field, going back towards the wall. This one's off the base of the wall. Hewitt gets to it in right center. They're going to wave around Brandon Riley. Here comes the relay from Kelly to the plate, and it is in time. They got him. Riley is thrown out at home. So a run kept off the board. Nice relay in right center in that sequence. So O'Connor gets credit for a double in that spot, but also you have a 9-4-2 to get an out at the plate. Went from Hewitt to Kelly to Hiskey. Nicely done by the Chukars to keep a run off the board for now. But extra bases for O'Connor. That ball was just roasted into right center field. Defense, we'll look at it momentarily after this pitch to Gatewood. Here it comes. It's a breaking ball, low and inside. 1-0. Outfield looks like this with Barmakian in left. Thomas DeBonville, the center fielder, with the aforementioned Brendan Hewitt in right. Jose Reyes, third baseman, with Brandon Boning. We've seen the same left side of the infield through this week. Tyler Kelly, second baseman Dusty Stroop at first as the 1-0 to Gatewood misses outside. 2-0. Stroop at first. Also, I've mentioned Hunter Hiskey's name a few times, doing the catching behind home plate for the right-hander Binder. 2-0 with 1 out. Gatewood waits. The pitch is a ground ball to Kelly at second base. His only play will be to first to get out number 2. But it is a productive out, as coming in to score on the play from third base is McLean O'Connor to put the Paddleheads out in front 1-0 early. So good situational at-bat for Nick Gatewood, putting one in play on the right side to get a run in. 74th RBI. So that sends Jason Newman to the dish. And it's a big day for Jason Newman because it's the big fella's birthday. Jason Newman, happy birthday. See if he's got a big offensive night in store. And of course, Jason Newman, member of Gryffindor. That's fitting. First pitch to Newman is a ground ball towards the middle and through the middle for Jason Newman. First pitch, he sees a base hit up the middle. And why not? It's his birthday. Why not make him the beer batter as well? So he gives the fans some discounted suds here in the first inning. Maybe that's just where the big night starts for the birthday boy, Jason Newman. That sends the smoking hot Lamar Sparks to the dish. Sparks went 5 for 5 in the game on Thursday. Another multi-hit game for him last night. Overall in this series is 9 for 13. Swing and a foul on the first pitch to Sparks, 0-1. And part of that stretch, where Sparks went 5 for 5, and then going into last night, Sparks had a run of 10 at-bats in a row where he reached base. That's otherworldly. Not a Pioneer League record, that's 14 at-bats reaching base in a row. 0-1 pitch is a ground ball towards the left side. Brandon Boning will go the short way to Kelly. That's it for this half inning. 6-4 fielder's choice records the final out, and we will head to the top of the second. Missoula grabs a run thanks to Nick Gatewood, an RBI groundout, but a run kept off the board also from a nice defensive play on a relay from the Chukars. So 1-0 is the advantage for Missoula. On to the second we go.
At Western Cider,
Second inning is about ready to begin. Legion's Field, Ogren Park. Wizards and Wands night. Hufflepuff is off to a big start with 50 points. Only 10 points for the other teams so far. You're keeping track of that. Mention how I think it's fitting that Austin Croson was placed into Slytherin, because to me, Croson, kind of a I'd say, combative guy on the mound. First pitch is fouled back. Guy that shows his emotion quite often. I guess you could say bombastic at times. So to me, that fits Slytherin. Slytherin, of course, is the heel in Harry Potter. Malfoy, the heel character, the villain, is a Slytherin, as DeBonville hits one sharply on the ground, but right to McLean O'Connor, who flips across for out number one to retire Thomas DeBonville. DeBonville got off to a smoking hot start in this series, going 4 for 4 in game one, but he hasn't done much of anything since, going 1 for his next 9 in action in a couple of games. That sends Jose Reyes to the plate. Reyes has had pretty good success this week against his old ball club. 6 hits and 18 at-bats for the former Paddlehead and Missoula Osprey. Reyes squares to bunt, but watches one go by for ball one. Mentioned it earlier, in a game earlier in this series. Paddlehead fans know Reyes is a threat to bunt. Did so a number of times last season. 1-0 pitch with one out. This is a ground ball, first base side that kicks foul. A high hopper off the bat of Reyes. Count a ball and a strike. Lefty-lefty matchup again with Croson on the bump. That was one thing that was a bit surprising in the lineup for Billy Gardner last night. With the left-hander Mitch Sparks out there, all 3 batters in the top of the order, 1, 2, 3, were all left-handed bats, facing off with the left-handed pitcher. 1-1 pitch is a fastball high. Just above the belt, 2-1 with one out. Paddleheads 3 hits in that first inning, getting a run in. Defensive play on a nice relay from 9-4 to 2 kept a second run off the board. 2-1, a big swing and a miss at a curveball from Croson. Good pitch there. Reyes way out in front. Pitch came in right at the knees, maybe a hair bit below it, but a great pitch from Croson. That's just been such a big weapon for him. His last couple of starts, that big curveball. 2-2, pitch on the way. Reyes watches one go by outside and in the dirt. Full count now to Jose Reyes with one out and the base is empty. Missoula leads 1-0. Tyler Wyatt to follow. Here in the top of the second. 3-2, we've seen Wyatt pitch and play in the field. 3-2 on the way. This is a line drive to right field. Coming in on it is Sparks on the move. He dives and makes a fantastic catch for out number 2. Lamar Sparks with a fantastic play, sliding in and right to take a hit away from Reyes. Second out recorded in the frame. Nicely done by Sparks. Croson loves that. Out number 2. Always feel like when a defensive play is made out in the outfield is you see Croson wait for Sparks to look towards him. He motions out into right field to pay his respects. First pitch to Tyler Wyatt, curveball, you bet, strike one on the inside. I feel like when a defensive play is made behind you for a pitcher, it always seems like it kind of fires him up out on the mound. The 0-1 with 2 away. This is a high pop fly into shallow center. Coming in is Brandon Riley. Moving over is Lamar Sparks. It's B-Rye putting it away for the final out of the frame. So far, so good for Austin Croson. Just 1 hit through 2. We will head to the bottom half of the second with the Paddleheads leading by a run. Here come the Paddleheads for the bottom half of the second. They will send Killican Thompson to the plate for the bottom half of the second inning. Start things off, we will see the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Missoula coming up. Thompson followed by Andrew Noviello and then Jared Akins for Missoula. Noviello the DH tonight. He's been a nice addition when he has been out there, the former Ogden Raptor. And looking at what he's put together overall this season, playing in the Pioneer, really having a pretty good year. Playing in the South and North. First pitch to Killican is a fastball that misses low. A little bit of sink on it from Binder. Binder struggled to jump ahead of hitters early in the count. Gave up 3 hits. Probably was lucky didn't give up more than just the 1 run. 1-0 pitch to Thompson is right at the knees for strike 1. Tried to find that spot on the first pitch. Did Binder. Does there on the 1-0 to even things up. A ball and a strike to Thompson. He's got 3 doubles this week. The 1-1 pitch is just outside for ball 2. Off speed, 2-1. So 2 fastballs and a changeup from Binder. Seen fastball, a couple different types of movement. Change to go along with a curveball so far from the right-hander. 2-1 set at the chest. Here it comes. This one swung on and missed towards the bottom of the zone. Binder keeps trying to find that spot. Bottom portion of the zone towards the outside corner. He's missed it a few times, but also has hit the spot. 2-2. Binder delivers. Fastball away for ball 3. No walks for Binder in the first, but I mentioned fell behind a number of batters. That's where you saw the Paddleheads jump on Binder at times. Thinking back to McLean O'Connor's double he had. 3-2 coming to Thompson. This one is skied into left center field. Moving back is Barmakian towards the wall. Looking up. This one's off the base of the wall. Cam Thompson will stop at second with a double. That ball just kept on carrying into the alleyway, just to the left of the scoreboard. Extra bases once again for Cam Thompson. His 4th double this week, 22nd overall this season. That will send Andrew Noviello to the plate. Mentioned how overall Noviello has had a strong season. He's played in just about 40 games with Ogden and Missoula combined. His numbers overall average right at 300 in 150-plus at-bats. 3 homers, 8 doubles, 33 RBIs for Noviello. The Massachusetts native waits. The first pitch, half swing and a miss. Pitch was right at the belt, off speed from Binder. Maybe the speed there fooled Noviello. It's been a big part of the offense when he has been in there in a Paddlehead uniform, especially as Noviello. He's got 5 RBIs in just 3 games, fouling one off the other way. On the 0-1 pitch, makes the count quickly 0-2 on the left-handed batting Noviello. Jared Akins waits next. In a 1-0 contest, the Paddleheads lead, looking for more here in the top of the second. 0-2 is the count to Noviello. Away from second is Cam Thompson. The pitch from Binder. This one bounced foul. Up the third base side, behind Jeff Lyle, who's in the third base coach's box tonight. Looks like starting pitcher from last night, Mitch Sparks, is coaching first tonight. What a night it was for Sparks. Mentioned 13 batters, 1 point in a row retired for Sparks. 6 innings, got the win, moved his record to 2-0. The 0-2 pitch, Noviello takes up high and inside. Noviello in 3 games with Missoula, 4 hits and 8 at-bats. Mentioned the 5 RBIs, also has a couple of doubles. 1-2 is the count to Noviello with Jared Akins waiting in the wings. Binder a peek back to second base, the 1-2 delivery. Way outside, that one not even close. Looks like an off-speed pitch of some kind from Binder. Couldn't tell if that was the change or the curve attempted. Whatever it wasn't a well-executed pitch because it just kind of floated to the glove way off the plate to Hiskey. 2-ball, 2-strike count now to Andrew Noviello. First base open in this spot if they want to think about that. The 2-2 is a ball lined into right center field, and this one will land in on a bounce in front of Hewitt. Throw goes in towards second. Thompson had to stop for just a moment to make sure that one would get in. That was a rocket to right field on one hop. Just an absolute sieve to Hewitt and right. Seen a lot of loud contact in the early going for Missoula. Already 5 hits on the board with nobody out here in the second. So far, Paddleheads offense following a similar trend to what they had going last night. Just getting the offense rocking and rolling right out of bed in first couple of frames. Missoula had over 10 runs and 10 hits on the board before the end of the third inning last night. 1 run here, 1-0 the score, but runners on at the corners with nobody out, with Jared Akins coming up. Akins 0 for 3 a night ago. Did get on base once, though, because of an error. Runners on at the corners. First pitch, Binder sees this one miss high and inside. Fastball 1-0. And again, just struggling to find the zone early in the count. Just putting himself behind the 8 ball right out of bed a lot of times in at-bats. Runner on at first is Noviello now. Pitch is just above the belt. Didn't miss by much. Ball 2 on a changeup. 2-0 the count to Jared Akins. Base runners have seemingly just lived aboard the first couple of innings. Trying to put even more heat on this at-bat is Akins in a 2-0 count. Binder delivers a fastball. It misses the target. Ball 3. And you would have to think, if Akins gets a pitch to hit, he will surely have the green light. Count is 3-0. Runners on at the corners. Binder looks to be on the ropes in this half inning. The 3-0 on the way. This one fouled straight back. So indeed, Akins has the green light. 3-0. Got what looked to be a fastball right out over the plate. Good pitch to hit, just fouled it straight back. 3-ball, 1-strike count now to Akins. Thompson, the lead runner, who doubled to start things off. Noviello at first. 3-1, here it comes. Akins grounds it through the left side of the infield. Base hit for Akins. Coming in to score is Cam Thompson from third. RBI single for Jared Akins makes the score 2-0 Paddleheads. 3 hits in a row in this half inning. RBI number 31 for Jared Akins. That brings Patrick Chung to the plate with 2 runners on at first and second. Patrick Chung, who had a long ball in last night's game, went 2 for 4. It's been 2 for 4 in both games he's been a part of. So Chung will look to do even more damage in this half inning. Paddleheads have already tallied 6 hits. There's nobody out in the second inning. Runners on at first and second in this spot for Chung. The first pitch from Binder. Bouncing ball to Dusty Stroop. He corrals it, throws to Brandon Boning for 1. Back to first. That's a double play. With Binder covering at first base. So that double play goes Stroop, Boning to Binder. So 3-6-1 for a double play. And man, did he need that. That takes a lot of the juice out of this inning. So that's a double play, a twin killing. Still 1 runner on the bases for the Paddleheads. It's Noviello, who's on at third base as the lineup flips back up to the top with Brandon Riley coming into the box. The first pitch to Riley is low and outside. A breaking ball, 1-0. So Binder in the first couple of innings, yes, getting hit around, but has gotten a couple of big plays from his defense to stay out of the big rally. It's a play on a relay in the outfield in the last frame as the 1-0 to Riley misses down. That kept a run off the board. Then we saw in this inning the double play ball induced. 3 6-1. Brandon Riley grounds one foul on the 2-0 pitch on the first base side. 2 outs, 2-1 the count to Riley. Riley reached in the first on an infield hit. 1-for-1 is Riley. Trying to come up big with 2 outs. The Paddleheads lead by a pair, 2-0. The pitch 2-1 is low and inside. In the dirt to Hiskey, who was able to block it at home plate, making sure that Noviello would not have a chance to come in on that play. But Riley in a great spot now in this at-bat. In the driver's seat, a 3-1 count, with the runner in scoring position at third. Riley can sit on one pitch. He's a good guy to do it. A great eye at the plate. 3-1 from Binder. This one cut on and missed. Fastball with some downward bite to it towards the inside corner. Good pitch from Binder. Up against the wall, so to speak, in this at-bat against Riley. Makes a good pitch when he needed to get it to a 3-2 count with 2 outs. Bottom 2. O'Connor would be next. The payoff pitch forthcoming. Here it is. This is a ground ball foul past the first base coach's box. We'll see another 3-2 offering. Still one more left between these two foes. Tomorrow afternoon, the River Cleanup game can show up around noon, maybe a few minutes before. Clean up the Clark Fork ahead of an afternoon affair tomorrow. If you do come out to clean up the river, the 3-2 to Riley misses outside, ball 4. Puts runners on at the corners for McLean O'Connor. If you do come out, do your part, clean up the Clark Fork River ahead of tomorrow afternoon's contest, you will receive free entrance into the ballpark. So why not do a little help for the community and the environment, and then check out a Paddlehead baseball game for a Sunday afternoon. Bob Malacki, the pitching coach, is going out to talk with Binder. Sure, a big reason why is McLean O'Connor in his first at-bat opposite Binder in the first inning hit a rocket into right center field, just hammered off the base of the wall just to the left of the Sushihana sign. That was the play, however, that saw a runner gunned down at the plate. It was Brandon Riley who just reached on that walk. It was gunned down play from Hewitt. Kelly, the second baseman who brought the relay home to the glove of Hiskey, made the tag at home plate for the first out of the inning. So McLean O'Connor comes into the box again with runners on at the corners and 2 away. O'Connor, the double in his last at-bat off the wall and right, his 13th two-bagger of the year. So just lighten up. Scorebook with extra base hits when he's been able to record base hits in this series has O'Connor. Ready for action again. First pitch, O'Connor takes high and inside. Change up, 1-0. And we saw the leash be pretty short for the right-hander Joe Slocum last night. Pitched only 2+ innings. 1-0 from Binder is on the way. Swing and a miss. Snap throw back to third, and Noviello is out to record the final out of the inning. Wow. That is not the way the Paddleheads wanted to see this frame come to an end. But Noviello picked off on a snap throw from Hiskey to record out number 3. Paddleheads lead by a pair, but probably feel like they should have a bigger lead in this one so far. To the third we go on ESPN Radio. So kind of an interesting start for this ball game on a Saturday night. Paddleheads and Chukars. Missoula holds a 2-run advantage, 2-0. But in both frames, it just seems like Paddleheads have been right on the cusp of a big rally opposite Jake Binder. He's found a couple of ways to wiggle out of frames without giving up too much to keep the Chukars hanging around in the early going, just trailing by a couple. First pitch, Austin Croson pours in strike one at the knees to Brendan Hewitt. Hewitt, Brandon Boning, and then the top of the order for Idaho Falls. Went down in order in the last inning. A 1 pitch, fastball just misses the inside corner. Trying to sink it right on the inside at the knees was Croson, but just missed by a bit. Good spot in an 0-1 count. Brandon Hewitt, the triple in this series, has had pretty good success overall. 1-1 pitch is a ground ball right side and a couple of hops to Patrick Chung, flips to Jason Newman for out number 1. More work for Chung. After recording the second out in the first inning, gets another ground ball hit to him here. So that will bring the former Paddlehead Brandon Boning to the dish. Brandon Boning had good success in games 2 and 3, 2 hits in both of those ball games, but kept quiet last night. 5 hits and 15 at-bats overall for the Southern California native. First pitch to Boning is at the knees, strike 1. 0-1. Good pitch from Croson to start things off. That one just darts towards the bottom of the zone. Croson just 1 base runner allowed so far, a base hit by Tyler Kelly. 0-1. Pitch on the way. Ground ball slowly hit to the right of the mound. Charging in is Chung. He can't get it clean. That will most likely be an error charge to Patrick Chung. He's probably thinking about that he had to rush that throw to first and just probably was one of those he came up on the baseball before he actually had it. Indeed, it is an error charged on Boning. Or excuse me, on Chung, with Boning reaching on the play. Steve Barmakian will now get a shot with a runner on base. 2-0 advantage for Missoula in the top of the third. First pitch is outside to Barmakian. Barmakian, who went fishing for a fastball up above the belt to lead off the ball game, struck out on the pitch. The 1K so far for Croson the first time through the order. 1-0, middle infielders in double play depth. Croson snaps one over to check on Boning. We've touched on how Idaho Falls routinely takes off 115 steals as a team, only been caught 10 times trying to steal. 1-0, offering on the way, this one up high, 2-0. But one of the strengths of Croson on the mound, in my opinion, is his pickoff move. Has a very sneaky move from the left side. That snap throw over to first. Slide step move. The 2-0 to Barmakian. High again for ball 3. So the error in this half inning gets a runner on. Now Croson falls behind Barmakian. It's in danger of putting the tying runs on base ahead of Tyler Kelly, who waits on deck for the Chukars. That's where keeping those early rallies under control becomes a big factor. Instead of being trailing by a larger margin, it's still pretty close. This 3-0 is not close. Ball 4 not even close to the zone, way down below the knees. That's a 4-pitch walk to Barmakian to put 2 runners on. That sends Tyler Kelly to the plate with 2 runners aboard. Tying run at first base with good speed. Boning on at second now. Tyler Kelly ripped a base hit to right in his first plate appearance against Croson in the first. So I have to try to hone it in quickly. giving the Chukars a chance to get some runs on the board. First pitch is down low, breaking ball missing. 1 ball, no strikes the count. 5 in a row out of the strike zone from Croson. Just 1 hit for Idaho Falls so far came from the man in the box, Kelly. 1-0 pitch on the way is low again for ball 2. All of a sudden, Croson just cannot find the zone. For the most part, just cruised through the first 2 innings. But now 6 consecutive balls from the left-hander. Peaking at second, Kelly waits, maybe taking all the way. The 2-0 pitch is on the inside for strike 1. Curve ball, 2 balls and a strike. It looked to me like Kelly did take a pretty passive approach, just kind of watching that one go by. RBI chance with 2 men on for the Chukars in this half inning. 2-1 the count to Kelly. Croson delivers. This one fouled away. That one's sinking towards the bottom part of the zone. A little bit of run away from the right-handed batting Kelly, who is now in a 2-2 count with 1 out. Will be relatively tough to double him off. He has pretty good speed coming out of the box, does Kelly. Have to be a bit careful with him also. Mentioned how he swung the bat well in this series. Also hit a home run in action on Wednesday. 2-2. Here it comes. This one a line drive to left field. Aikens coming in, has it. Making the catch for out number 2. Line drive hit right to Jared Aikens. Just had to come in a few paces. That's how the second out of this half inning is recorded. So Kelly squares up another from Croson. This one goes out to Aikens, though, for the second out of the frame. If Idaho Falls wants to try to get on the scoreboard, it most likely will come down to this at-bat with Hunter Hiskey in the box. Hiskey bounced out to Patrick Chung back in the first. Pitch to Hiskey here, misses up high. Fastball, 1-0. And if a run were to come in to score at this point, it would be an unearned run. Remember, there was an error recorded in this inning with Boning in the box. 1-0 delivery. Hiskey takes a pitch that just missed the inside corner. 2 ball, no strike count to Hunter Hiskey. Curveball was pretty close towards the inside part of the plate. Just didn't get the call. 2 ball, no strike count with 2 away. Target outside this time. The pitch on the way. There's a ball skied down the first base line. Going to be a long run coming into foul territory, and this one's out of play. Landing up towards the Blackfoot party deck. Look out. Saw a fan kind of react right up against the railing on the first base side. The ball landing near him. Everybody's all right. Chance potentially for a showcase play on that party deck, but goes begging. That's one thing on that party deck. You're kind of out in front of everybody, so to speak, on that platform. So you can really show out. 2-1 pitch. Hiskey skies one. In play. Going out is Patrick Chung, the second baseman. Shallow right center. He has out number 3. Just going out past the infield dirt for the final out. And Croson pitches out of trouble. 2 runners on in this half inning, but no runs for the Chukars. 3 scoreless frames for the left-hander. 2-0 Paddleheads as we head to the bottom of this half inning. I'm sorry. first 2 innings. Binder struggling to find the zone early in the count. It just touched him up with 6 hits on the board. But despite that, just 2 runs, 2 big defensive plays, keeping a lot of activity off the scoreboard. Double play in the last half inning. Put out a fire. McLean O'Connor to the box. He takes one just below the knees for ball 1. Breaking ball misses from Binder. McLean O'Connor was in the box with 2 outs in the last half inning. Remember, Andrew Noviello, who was on at third, was gunned down by Hiskey in a pickoff play. Another defensive stop in that inning. So really thinking about it, 2 defensive plays were a big key in that inning. The double play and then a pickoff from Hiskey. The 2-0 to O'Connor. This one ripped but foul up the third base line. Fastball up. O'Connor jumped all over that pitch. Just could not quite straighten it out. 100 miles an hour off the bat. 2-ball, 1-strike count to O'Connor. Nick Gatewood to follow, and then Jason Newman. 2, 3, 4 spots in the Missoula order. 2-0 ball game. 2-1, 2-1. It's the count. The pitch to O'Connor. Fastball up high for ball 3. Another at-bat. Binder falling behind. We've seen the pop from O'Connor in this series. He's got 2 home runs. He can look to go large here on this 3-1 pitch. Here it comes from Binder. This one a ground ball, left side. Boning, a diving stop at short. He comes up firing, and it's not quite in time. O'Connor beats it out. Great effort from Brandon Boning at shortstop. A diving stop. Got up quickly, fired a bullet to Stroop, but not quite in time. So an infield hit for McLean O'Connor, who has singled in his last, or reached base, I should say, in his first 2 plate appearances. It was a double back in the first. So O'Connor, after a 2-hit night last night, maybe starting to heat up over these last couple of games. After a quiet start, Nick Gatewood watches the first pitch go by. Fastball with some sink, but down low, 1-0. Gatewood got a run home for Missoula in the first. RBI ground out to Tyler Kelly. Picked up his 74th ribby. O'Connor takes off. The 1-0 pitch is a called strike on the outside. Throw to second is not in time. Close at second base. Good throw by Hiskey behind the dish, but O'Connor just beats it. So a stolen bag for McLean O'Connor. And the count is even at 1. I mentioned pitch called strike to Gatewood towards the outside part of the plate to the left-handed batting Gatewood. A ball and a strike, runner on in scoring position once again, bottom 3. 1-1 offering to Gatewood. This one misses low and outside. Breaking ball, 2-1. Potentially could be a RBI shot for the man on deck, Jason Newman, trying to do more damage on his birthday. 2-1 pitch from Binder. Not close. Fastball way off the plate. 3-ball, 1-strike count. So another 3-ball count. O'Connor ripped a 3-1 pitch for an infield hit. Gatewood in a great hitter's count with nobody out and a runner on at second. Your Binder, you can't give in here. 3-1. The pitch to Gator is a fastball that misses the outside again. Ball 4. 2 runners on, nobody out. Here comes Jason Newman.
Now batting for Team Gryffindor, your beer batter of the game. First baseman number 55,
Jason
Jason Newman.
Newman saw 1 pitch in his first at-bat. Singled right back up the middle. That was back in the first. 2 runners on, nobody out. Binder peeks back at second, delivers to Newman. This one a bloop into left. That one's going to get down. Base hit. They're going to wave around O'Connor. The throw from Barmakian is way offline. That's an RBI single for the birthday boy. Jason Newman makes the score 3-0 Paddleheads. Showing out on his birthday already, going 2 for 2. Adds to the RBI total as well. 106 RBIs for Jason Newman. Now just 10 shy of tying Matt Feinstein's RBI record from a season ago. As Lamar Sparks will now jump in with 2 runners on, nobody out. Maybe this is the frame where Missoula builds the big rally. First pitch to Lamar Sparks is way up high for ball 1. Not surprisingly, the Chukars are getting something going in their bullpen. Binder has been getting hit around. That is already 8 hits for the Paddleheads offense. With 2 runners on and nobody out, just now seeing some activity begin in the bullpen for Idaho Falls, so it will be a little bit of time before they are able to make a change. So the door left open in this spot for the Paddleheads to jump on Binder. Once again, looks to be on the ropes in the early going here at Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. Missoula has the right guy up in the box to try to get something really going in an inning also, thinking about how Sparks has swung it in recent games. Was retired in his first at-bat, a fielder's choice. First pitch to Sparks. This one a soft line drive. Kelly can't get it. It's into right field. A base hit. Kind of a half swing from Sparks, but he was somehow able to get enough on it to hit a little duck snort base hit. When you're hot, you're hot. Nobody able to score on the play. Had to wait to make sure Kelly wouldn't be able to come up with that ball at second base. But that little flare ends up being a base hit to right for Sparks. That loads the bases with nobody out. Cam Thompson will now get a shot at it. Thompson hit a rocket into left center field in his last at-bat that went off the base of the wall. 9 hits already for Missoula. Thompson, the first pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Fastball towards the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Thompson looks to me like he had one thought in mind, and that was hitting one a long way on that first swing. Thompson did hit a big home run last night into right center. Just an absolute baked potato. 425 feet. 0-1 pitch is low and inside. A ball and a strike the count. Thompson's pop can sneak up on you like that at times, where we've seen him hit a couple of big home runs. Another bomb he had at Flathead Field to right also comes to mind, where just sailed over that tall wall out in Kalispell. As the 1-1 is a slow roller back towards Binder. He flips towards home to get an out, as Gatewood is retired at the plate for the first out of the inning. So just a little slow bouncer. Binder flips it home to record a fielder's choice out. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the third. So that is the 1-2 fielder's choice. Not one you see too often. Couple of interesting ground ball and just outs in general in this one. We've seen a 9-4-2, a 1-2, a 3-6-1 double play. So for a stats guy, this game is for you so far. Andrew Noviello to the box. First pitch, swing and a miss. Pitch down below the knees, strike 1. Mentioned Noviello's base running blunder the last inning, recorded the final out, getting thrown out at third base, kind of a cardinal sin in baseball. See if he can make up for it here with the bases loaded. Recorded a single in his first at-bat. The 0-1, way outside with a curveball. Count even at a ball and a strike. So the Chukars have the bullpen rolling. Saw an extended relief stint from Alex Fishberg last night. He went over 5 innings, did Fishberg. In a losing effort, he had a great stint out of the pen. 1-1 on the way. Noviello lets this one go by in the dirt. Hiskey keeps it close, so Jason Newman stays put at third. Bases still loaded with one out. Newman at third, Sparks at second, Cam Thompson at first, who just reached on the fielder's choice. 2 balls and a strike the count to Andrew Noviello. Setting at the chest is Binder, the target in, the 2-1 pitch. Fastball close, but off the plate, ball 3. Pretty darn close. Binder goes 3-1 to another batter. It was 3-1 to the first 2 hitters of the frame, O'Connor and Gatewood. Binder has already walked 1 in the frame, in danger of walking in a run in this spot. 3-1 pitch to Noviello is not even close. Fastball way inside for ball 4. That will send a run in, as the birthday boy, Jason Newman, will trot on home to add on to his offensive numbers. And this looks like it's going to be the end of the road for Binder, as here comes Billy Gardner. So Binder seemingly never had it tonight, and it's another night where the starting pitcher for the Chukars does not make it out of the 3rd inning. So the bullpen will be called upon early once again. Paddleheads lead by 4. 4-0 is the score. Pitching change taking place. We'll roll on after this.
New to Missoula, your home improvement company offers full-service remodeling of windows, doors, bathtubs, walk-in tubs, and showers. Customize your home with quality craftsmanship to create the home of your dreams. Before you start your project, visit the showroom, discover top-performing brands, and the newest innovations. Your home improvement company is open and hiring. Get the best pay and benefits you deserve by providing world-class products and outstanding service. Your home improvement company, now open and hiring in the Southgate Mall next to Shields.
Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment is a local, family-owned business and proud sponsor of Missoula PaddleHeads baseball. Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer carries a wide variety of truck and trailer accessories, gooseneck and dump equipment. Anytime you want to maximize your flatbed, have hauling needs, require specialized fabrication, or need trailer repair, get the job done right. For professional advice, go to the experts at Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment, 5680 Expressway in Missoula, or check out their inventory at www.rmtte.com.
Coulter's got beef.
Let's disqualify every single thing that happened to Barry Bonds from 2000 through 2007 when he retired. He still hit over 400 home runs. He still won multiple MVPs. He still hit 40-plus home runs 5 times before he ever started taking steroids. If you want to eliminate every single thing that you possibly can after he started taking steroids, that's fine. He's still first ballot Hall of Famer.
We are back. Pitching change already for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Jake Binder just never really seemed to have it tonight. Paddleheads seemingly having runners aboard from the start to the finish of his stint. It's the starter on the hill, and he is out of the action before the conclusion of the 3rd inning. Inheriting a bases-loaded situation with 1 out will be right-hander Luke Lorita. Left-hander out of North Ridge, California. Lorita bounced around the Pioneer a bit. He was with the Glacier Range Riders for a period of time before being released by the club. He then went down to the Pioneer League, mentioned Pioneer League draft, seeing Damani Thomas last night, who was drafted by the Chukars in that spot. And Lorita also was a selection of Idaho Falls from that Pioneer League draft. So maybe a change of scenery will help out the left-hander. He comes on to face the left-handed batting Jared Akins. So it makes sense to bring the southpaw on here with a couple of left-handed bats lined up. Akins, Chung, Riley, the next 3 batters due up, all 3 of them left-handed batters. Bases loaded. Lorita's first pitch to Jared Akins is way in the dirt. Fastball with some sink, not even close. So Noviello on at first, drawing the free pass. 34th combined RBI. Jared Akins already has an RBI tonight as well. A base hit drove in a run back in the second inning. Bases loaded, 4-0 advantage. The 1-0 pitch. Akins breaks his bat, but grounds it through the right side. Base hit for Akins. Sparks scores. Throw to the plate is late. Right behind, coming in to score, behind Sparks, is Cam Thompson. That's a 2-run single for Jared Akins to make the score 6-0 Missoula. Good start for Akins. 3 RBIs in his first 2 at-bats. Lost a bat on that swing, but was able to muscle it through the right side of the infield. Runners on at first and second. Patrick Chung now to the plate. So the Paddleheads flirted with a big rally the last couple of innings, finding it here in the bottom half of the third. Patrick Chung now the batter. He is the 8th batter of this frame, with runners on at first and second. 10 hits on the board already for Missoula. Just like last night. First pitch is down low for ball 1. My memory does not deceive me. I believe the big rally, the 7-run frame, was also in the third inning a night ago. So third inning has been the trick, if that is the case. It was either the second or the third. 1-0 with 2 away. The pitch to Chung is a called strike on the outside corner. And yes, the big inning last night indeed was the third inning. Looking back quickly at my scorebook, a ball and a strike to count with 1 out. 6-0 the lead now for the Paddleheads. Patrick Chung bounced into a double play his first time. The 1-1 on the way. This one a fly ball right field. Drifting back is Hewitt in right. He reaches up and he has it on the warning track in right center field for the second out. Tagging up and heading to third, though, on the play is McLean O'Connor. So runners on at the corners now with 2 outs. Chung giving that one a ride to deep right center field. Nice play, a backhanded catch from Brendan Hewitt on the warning track in right center. Great play to keep at least 1 run off the board. So Chung, an 0-2 start. As the 9th batter of this inning, Brandon Riley will now step in with 2 outs and 2 runners aboard. Riley has been on base twice. Still cannot close the book on the starter binder, still responsible for 1 runner on the bases. It's the man at third. First pitch to Riley misses low. Fastball, 1-0. Somewhat similar to Binder, Lorita's fastball, a good amount of sink to it. Coming in mid-upper 8 so far from the right-hander, left-hander rather, the other right. 1-0, the count to Riley. Pitch on the way. This one skied into shallow center. Coming in for it is DeBonville. Out is Kelly. It will be DeBonville, the center fielder, making the play to end the inning. But the Paddleheads put 4 runs on the board in the third inning, and they have a 6-0 advantage headed to the 4th on ESPN Radio.
I am Jeff Laporte, an orthopedic surgeon and the medical director of the Missoula Bone and Joint Surgery Center. I'm here to welcome you to our new state-of-the-art facility in Missoula, Montana. Since we opened, the feedback from our patients has been very positive. Our goal was to build a facility that helps us provide the best surgical services by increasing access to patient care and also providing high-quality orthopedic surgical services. In addition to the usual outpatient procedures we have done for years, we can also offer joint replacement surgery and spine surgery with the option of an overnight stay. Research shows that patients' outcomes are better if they return home soon after surgery. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons, anesthesiologists, and support personnel are committed to providing the highest quality of care at our new state-of-the-art facility at Missoula Bone and Joint Surgery Center.
Missoula Bone and Joint. Quality care from people who care.
We now return to Paddlehead Play-by-Play on ESPN Radio.
Paddleheads out in front in the early going. Not quite as big of a start as what they had last night in terms of run total, but still a good start offensively in the first 3 innings for Missoula. 4-run rally gets the Paddleheads up 6-0. In the last half inning, Austin Croson will work Dusty Stroop to start off the 4th. First pitch to Stroop is a fastball that misses up for ball 1. Stroop, Thomas DeBonville, and then Jose Reyes in this half inning. 4, 5, 6 spots for Billy Gardner Jr. and the Chukars. 1-0 pitch from Croson on the way. This one popped foul. Going up the first base side is Newman. He's going to watch this one sail towards the Blackfoot party deck. A ball and a strike is the count to Stroop. Stroop bounced out to Thompson to retire the final out back in the first inning as Stroop lines one down the left field line. This one towards the wall. Aikens is going to have to play it on a bounce near the wall. But getting quickly to it is Aikens, keeping that at a single. So Stroop hits it to the wall and right. Pitch right out over the plate, but Aikens got to it very quickly. One bounce off the bottom of the wall. Fires it back into the infield. That's just a long single for Dusty Stroop to lead off the 4th. Thomas DeBonville now comes into the box with the leadoff man aboard for Idaho Falls. DeBonville bounced out to McLean O'Connor back in the second inning to lead things off. That long single from Stroop, only the second hit of the night for Idaho Falls, as DeBonville skies one into left center field. In the park, moving over is Aikens, now moving back a bit in left center, makes the play. Ends up being driven back to the warning track, but still recorded is out number 1. DeBonville now 0 for 2. So whatever the Paddleheads figured out with DeBonville from that first game, they have found the blueprint to retire him routinely. It's touched on how he was just outstanding in game 1, going 4 for 4, but only has recorded, my count, 1 hit since then. Jose Reyes to the dish now. First pitch to him is down low in the dirt, blocked by Gatewood. Ball, no strikes the count. Jose Reyes hit the ball hard in his last at-bat, but hit right to Lamar Sparks in right field, who made a nice play, making a sliding stop in right, taking a hit away from Reyes. 1-0 pitch, fastball at the knees, strike 1. A ball and a strike the count. Croson ran into one little blip where he had a few control issues in the third. Other than that, it's been pretty solid in action tonight. Piggybacking on that fabulous outing he had on Sunday at Memorial Stadium. 1-1 pitch with 1 out. Curve taken off the plate away. 2 balls and a strike. The count now with 1 out. 6-0 advantage for the Missoula Paddleheads over Idaho Falls. It was an 8-run lead in the early going in the first couple last night, so similar start to this ball game for Missoula. 2-1 pitch. This one bounced towards first. Newman over the top of his head, but Chung backing it up, flips to first, and they've got Reyes for out number 2. Great play all the way around. Newman saw it hop over his head, but Chung was right behind him, and he flipped it to his old college teammate. The old connection is alive again for out number 2. Ends up being a 4-1 put out at first base. 2 outs. Good heads-up play there for Croson to go over and cover the bag also. So all around good baseball as Tyler Wyatt will step into the box with 2 outs. The first pitch, Wyatt takes one down low. So Reyes 0 for 2. And he gets a hit taken away and 2 at-bats in a row. Tyler Wyatt hit a fly ball out to Brandon Riley to record the final out of the second inning. RBI chance here, though, as Dusty Stroop advanced to second base on that ground ball on the right side. The 1-0 pitch is in the dirt, gloved by Gatewood. Good stop by Gator. Fastball with a good amount of sink to it going towards the right-hand batter's box. Gatewood able to reach the glove out and keep it from going to the backstop. 2-ball, no strike count to Tyler Wyatt. Croson trying to keep it a 6-0 ball game. Peeking at second base where Stroop stands. The 2-0 on the way. This is not close. Fastball up high and away. Ball 3. Left-handed batting Brendan Hewitt waits next in this inning if Tyler Wyatt finds a way aboard. 3-0 with 2 outs. First base is open in this spot. The pitch on the way is taken all the way for strike 1. Fastball in there at the knees. Peek around at the scores in the Pioneer League in just a bit. Check in on some other games with playoff implications, especially that game between the Mustangs and Voyagers as Kelly fouls off this one on the right side. Pardon me, Tyler Wyatt in the box. 3-ball, 2-strike count now to Wyatt. Runner on at second base. This is the top of the 4th. So Sammy B with those clappers, hoping for a strikeout. So are the fans to get a free cup of Joe. Part of the Big Creek Coffee Jitter inning. 3-2 pitch is up high. Missing up above the belt. Wyatt lets it go by for ball 4. Runners on at first and second now. 2 down. Left-handed batting Brendan Hewitt will now jump in. So that's one thing, is this matchup maybe favors Croson a little bit more. Previous at-bat with Wyatt in the box, a right-handed batter. Now a lefty in there. First pitch, this one grounded towards the right side. Patrick Chung goes the short way to O'Connor. That's it for this half inning. 4-6, fielder's choice. That concludes this half inning. 2 runners left stranded for the Chukars. No runs on the board through 4. 6-0 the lead for the Paddleheads headed to the home half of the 4th inning.